Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal giving you my thoughts, analysis, and rant. Now I know this might be a little bit too late, but I wanted to make sure I get all the information, watch all reviews, read all previews. So let me give you my thoughts, analysis, and rant of the 2020 iPhone SE. So first and foremost, I want to let you know that I have the iPhone SE, the original iPhone SE. I'm using it as a navigation and also music, for listening to music at the house and also listening to music at the car and navigation. So, with that out of the way, so that tells you that I have experience with the original iPhone SE. So first and foremost, let's get on with the specs. So the capacity are 64 gig, 128, and 256. The weight, well, the size of it is almost the same as the iPhone 11 Pro, 5.45 inches by 2.65 inches. It weighs 5.22 ounce, and the screen size is 4.7 inch instead of the 4 inch, the original SE. Retina HD display that could it's 134 by 750 pixels at 326 pixel per inch. Comes with a home button, finally IPS panel, true tone display, wide color display, fingerprint scanner, 625 nits of brightness. It comes with the A13 Bionic chip with third generation neural engine, same processor as the iPhone 11 Pro, which I also have. IP67 water and dust resistant. It comes with one camera, f1.8 aperture, 12 megapixels, digital zoom of 5 times. It comes with optical image stabilization, which is pretty good. 6 elements of lenses. Panorama is 63 megapixels. And the glass is made of sapphire. So not only that, it has burst mode technology. So the front camera is 7 megapixels f2.2, and then the video record is at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second for 4K. 1080 is 30 and 60 frames per second. It also comes with optical image stabilization. And the front camera doesn't have optical image stabilization. It just says auto image stabilization, probably from the gyroscope or electronic. Fingerprint scanner, as I said before. And finally, it has Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, NFC. Obviously has FaceTime audio, no headphone jack, no 3.5 millimeter socket. So that is too bad. And then it comes with a home button, volume button, and ring and silent button. So the battery, they said video playback is 13 hours. Audio playback is 40 hours. It comes with a fast charge capability using the 18 watts wall plug. And it comes with iOS 13. The colors are black, white, and red. So, and the price probably ranges from $400 to $500. So, first and foremost, let me give you my analysis. My thoughts. My thoughts of this iPhone SE is, well, I think it fell short. Some people say it's an upgrade from the original iPhone SE. Well, obviously, how many years was that? 4 years? And $20 for 64 gig? That's overpriced. So it's overpriced. It's underwhelming. And finally, doesn't make sense. I don't know. So those are my thoughts. Now let's get to the analysis. The $400 to $500 price range is a competitive one. There are a lot of phones, not just iOS operating system, also Android operating system. You're looking at OnePlus, you're looking at Huawei, Samsung, LG, Sony. I mean, iPhone SE at 64 gigabit base with no expandable memory will not be noticed. The only people I see using this, heck, I don't even know, is because it's the same size as the iPhone 11 Pro, almost the same size as the iPhone 11 Pro. It's not as mobile and pocketable as the original iPhone SE. Look, if you want a cheap Apple product, fine, you go ahead and buy this, because I think this will last you for quite a bit because it used the same processor as the iPhone 11 Pro. Will this be the phone that will move units? No, because you have the iPhone 11 and then you got the Pro and then you got the Pro Max. But most likely people are going to move on to the iPhone 11. If you want a small screen and you want to stick with Apple products, go ahead and buy this. But I recommend do not buy the 64 gigabyte of storage. And not only that, it's just bad timing. I would not release this at this time. I would have delayed this until I think May, end of May, especially with the current crisis we are having right now. But I know they have goals. And the colors, really? Black, white, and red? So it's just underwhelming. As you know, there's not a lot of big reaction to this phone. It could be that people are staying home. It could be that people can't see it at the Apple store because they're all closed. But the trend of the iPhone SE is disappeared. Worst of all is that it's not gonna be the music player that people were expecting, because the original iPhone SE had the headphone jack, and so that means that the original iPhone SE is still a great mobile music player for a lot of people. And that is my analysis, and let's get on to my rant. So the biggest missing part of the new iPhone SE 2020 is the headphone jack. That is absolutely too bad. Big bezel. I mean, what can I say? Look, you can circumvent. You can redo the old reach around. It just has a big bezel. Look, they could have kept the bezel below over the home button and just keep the upper part be screen, but they didn't. They just kept everything. It's big. Almost the same size as the iPhone 11 Pro. This is a big departure from the original size and phone that Steve Jobs wanted. I'm not a fan of Steve Jobs, but he would not certainly be happy about this. The price, the 64 gigs of RAM at $400, that's a no-no. Heck, the capacity of the 64 gigabyte of RAM is just terrible. Why don't you just start at 128 or 256? That's it. There's no point of the 64 gigabytes of RAM when you have a 4K video recording. There's absolutely no point. And the colors, only 3 colors really? Red, black, and white. I mean, might as well just keep it gray. But look, I mean, I'm a fan of colors, so I don't mind the red, but it's just so typical. I've seen the review about this, the night mode or the night shots is terrible. I mean, that's inexcusable, especially for a 2020 phone. That is just inexcusable. You couldn't put a great night mode. The front camera still have no optical image stabilization. There's not Apple problems, but the rest of the industry's problem. Again, I still credit HTC 10. I have that phone as a music player, and the front camera is absolutely amazing because of that optical image stabilization. So Apple in their website is basically has a section says why upgrade. Why should you upgrade from the original 4-inch screen to this 4.7-inch screen iPhone SE? Well, it's bigger screen. It's much faster when launching apps. It takes better snapshots. It has quicker downloads because of the cellular chip and Wi-Fi. It's water resistant. You can also have what do you call that? Face ID. It has 2.5 hours longer battery life. Are you serious? Only 2.5 hours? Wow. And look, let me get to my conclusion. If you like the original iPhone SE like I do, you're probably gonna keep it. I'm probably gonna keep it. I can see myself upgrading to the iPhone SE if the price goes down. But the hardest part about it is letting go of that headphone jack. Yes, I do use the headphone jack because I do have high quality headphones, such as the Sennheiser and Philips. And this is such it's such an underwhelming phone. It reminds me of the iPhone 11. I mean, it's 64 gigabytes of RAMs, $400 starting price. I mean, I know they want to have a low cost phone, but they could have done more. And that's the conclusion I'm trying to reach to, is that they could have done more to this phone. They could have, I mean, in all those years, 3 to 4 years, you could have done so much. You could have added so much, and yet you reduce a lot. And that's absolutely too bad to those who waited a long time to upgrade their iPhone SE. And with that concludes my thoughts, analysis, and rant of the iPhone SE. What do you think of the 2020 iPhone SE? Let me know down in the comments below. I will see you in the next thoughts, analysis, and rant. Bye-bye.